Ooh, okay. Wait a sec. Okay. Just gonna put this where. The hell? How is someone already like this? Mm. Mm. Okay. Oh god. Okay. I gotta do some things here and then we will get started. Ow. Jeez. Okay. Sorry about being a little, well, like almost half an hour late, but that just means we will go until like 10:30-ish. Yeah. Okay. I gotta do my thing, guys, where I do the, what am I doing? Where I share the link to the stream and then I will pay attention to all of you. But good morning. Also, if anybody makes any slick comments about my Michael Jackson shirt, you will be asked to leave. So, yeah. Okay. But I have a feeling none of you will do that because you guys are cool. Doom, 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 doom. Okay. I'm live. I'm live. Join. Oh, wait. Join us here. Plop. Plop that in. And then, what do I usually do? Oh, yeah. I go on here. And then, hooray! And then I have to just share this in my community tab. Can I do that? Oh yeah, okay. I'm live right now. Hurry. Jail gang, assemble. Okay. I feel like if you were not part of the live stream last week, you literally are like, what the F? Okay, well, you snooze, you lose. Okay, here we go. All right. Good morning, everyone. Leron Underwood. Hi. Hi, Leron. I feel like Leron, you were the one that last week was having your debit card or credit card issues. So how is that? Give us an update. Were you able to fix it? Richard, hey, Katie, we're here. This is not a drill, people. Nikita Ray, I'm so tired of this jail food. Oh my god. I know they feed us really poorly in jail. At least we'll be skinny legends when we come out. Katie, hashtag jail gang. That's right. Jail gang, what's up? Steven Panama, hey, how you doing? I'm good. How's your mom? Nikita Ray, where's Patricia? We need to do attendance. I don't know. Our attendance keeper is late to this stream. I don't know where Patricia is, but unacceptable. Leron Underwood, Gemini. I know, where's Gemini too? Gemini usually joins the 9 p.m. live stream. She's he or she is usually not in the morning live stream, but usually at the 9 p.m. live stream. So they'll probably not be here this week, but next week they will make a comeback. Let's see here. Who else? Richard, what is... Oh wait, no, I skipped. Okay, Nikita Ray, hi, Leron, Katie, exactly, Nikita, Patricia, make sure all the girls are here. Well, Patricia's not even here, so that's a bit of a problem. Richard, what is hashtag jail gang? Haha. Well, last week during the live stream, we were all talking about where we like watched our shows illegally. because we're poor and we can't afford to subscribe to all of these different streaming platforms. And I think it was someone was saying that, oh, you're all gonna go to jail. I think it was Justin who said that we're all gonna go to jail. And then we just started saying, yeah, we're all gonna meet each other in jail. We're gonna do a meet and greet in jail. So we're the jail gang. This live chat, this stream is the jail gang. So that's why hashtag jail gang. Mashup God Harper, jail gang is a cult. Keen Lagerfeld checking in. Hey Steffi, solitary confinement is a bitch. I know Keen has a special jail cell, so yeah. Alone. Leron Underwood, the problem is fixed. Oh great. I love how you put that. The problem is fixed. So it's wonderful. Stefan, hey girl. Hey. Gemini, wow, I'm not used to waking up early enough to see your morning streams. Oh my gosh, look at that. You know why, Gemini? It's because you heard the call for the jail gang to assemble and you just like awoken from your slumber and now you're here. Hey legend, Nikita Ray ended the Barty gang. Oh no. I don't want to start any beef within the Stan community, but you know. Richard, okay, thanks. Cool. All right. Well, how was your guys's week thus far? Mine was good. Good week. Good productive week. I'm trying to think. Last night I didn't go to Universal Studios. I just went to Universal City Walk because my mom, dad, and I were meeting with family from out of town, and that family we met with, they literally spent all day at Universal Studios. And if you guys have never been to Universal Studios, at least here in California, the park is open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then right next to the park, like literally right next to the park, they have this thing called City Walk, and it's a bunch of like restaurants and stores and whatnot, and that closed at 11 p.m. or like around 11. And so we met them. We literally drove from I drove from Orange County to LA, and it took me like a little over an hour to get there. We met them at around like 9:15, and then we were in LA at Universal City Walk until like I want to say maybe like almost midnight. And then there was traffic coming home from LA, of course. And we got home at around like almost 1 a.m. So that's why I woke up a little late. Well, actually, no, that's kind of a lie. I actually slept fairly early for me because I usually go to sleep at like 4:30, sometimes 5 a.m. And I went to bed though because I was like tired from all that driving. I woke up at like I went to sleep at around like 2:30. So that was pretty early for me, but yeah, I'm a little sleepy. But it's okay. Mashup God Harper, stream Kissing You by Desiree for Clear Skin. Oh yeah, I saw on Twitter that you were watching Romeo and Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann version. That's a good song. I think, yeah, you can stream that song, right? Because I know there was a time when, at least I remember back in the day with iTunes, I'm acting like iTunes isn't a thing, but like back in the day when your only option was iTunes, I think there was a period of time when you couldn't like individually buy that song. Like you had to buy the album in order to get that song. I'm sure maybe with streaming it's different now, but yeah, that's a good song. Leron Underwood, hi Gemini. Stefan, I haven't been arrested yet, but I'm in the process of getting access to my full police record as I'm applying to be a 911 dispatcher, lol. Oh my gosh, so you're gonna be like Angela Bassett in 911, right? Nikita Ray, I got stabbed a couple times and I didn't get my visitation. Oh no. Gemini, I quit my job and got a new one the same day. Woo, I've never felt so accomplished. Oh wow, Gemini, look at you making that coin. Gemini, hey Leron. Keen Lagerfeld caught up on Twilight Zone. Thank Mashup God. I still haven't watched. I have the link that you put, Harper, but I still have not watched the episodes. But yeah. Okay, but I need to do that. Mashup God Harper, my week was good. Made some extra money doing Postmates. Nice. I went to New York and counted down to the release of Taylor's new single, which is underwhelming. You know, I think I'm gonna do a first impressions video on Taylor's new single. I actually did I already filmed a first impressions video for an album that like came out about a week ago, so that should hopefully be coming out tomorrow. I think I'm gonna post a collab video my last collab video that I did with my cousin last year. I'm gonna post that today once the stream is over, and then I'm gonna post that first impressions video of the album that I just listened to. And then hopefully on Tuesday, I will do a first impressions video of Taylor's new single. And then on Wednesday, do a first impressions video on Madonna's new music video. So that's kind of my plan for this week. And then Thursday will be my movie review of Guava Island. Because I actually did watch that. I watched that on Thursday. And I tried to film my reaction to it, like to do a first impressions video on Guava Island. But it was just like, I feel like that format doesn't work for Guava Island because like it is like a movie, even though it's like a mini movie, it is like a movie. So I'm just gonna do like a movie review on it. That feels more appropriate for that. But yeah. So technically with that schedule, we pretty much are getting videos every single day this week. So you're welcome. Just saying. Stephen Panama, what you doing for today? Well, today, once this live stream is over, I have to run an errand. And then once that errand is over, I think, I don't know if I'm going to go to the gym today. Because technically today I could use today as a rest day, but I don't know. I might go to the gym, but if not, I'm going to finish editing my first impressions video for the album that I listened to, and then I will record and edit my first impressions video to Taylor Swift's new single and then Madonna's new music video, and then I'll do some extra editing with other videos I have planned. So YouTube things is what my schedule will probably be today. Yeah, you know, what's new? Mashup God Harper. I also saw Romeo and Juliet, and I was actually watching Twilight Zone. Oh no. Oh, I was actually watching Twilight Zone right before the stream. Oh, nice. Well, look at that. Mashup God Harper, welcome at Keen. Stefan, I've been to Universal Orlando twice. Islands of Adventure is an amazing place. Oh, I'm so jealous. I went to Florida like 3 times when I was in high school because when I was on my dance team, we would go to Florida to compete at nationals, but we never went to Universal Studios. So I still haven't gone. I really want to go at some point in my life to Universal Studios Orlando. Because I heard too that I'm pretty sure this is facts, that your guys's Harry Potter world is much, much larger than the one here in LA. So I really want to go there. I really enjoy theme parks. Like I love going to theme parks. I like riding the rides. I like eating the food. I don't care. Like I don't care if I'm like an old elderly lady. I will still like going to theme parks. So, in fact, every time, like, well, not every time, but usually on my birthdays, I just like going to a theme park with close friends. That's what I usually like to do. It's either that or like have a nice meal with friends or family, or just stay home and, you know, eat really good food. The recurring theme here is food, but yeah. I really enjoy going to the theme parks. Keen Lagerfeld, smiley face emoji, and Leron Underwood, has anyone watched something great? Oh, someone great on Netflix. I have not. Mashup God Harper, geez, get some coffee, LMAO. I know I should. Actually, I feel like I don't really drink coffee anymore. I just don't. Back when I was like in college, I was drinking coffee quite a bit. Well, actually, no. Kind of. I would sometimes dabble in the coffee. Yeah. I'm not one of those people that like relies on coffee to like get me up. Like I have like two of my friends, I remember when we went to Disneyland for my birthday actually, and we went there like right when it opened, and they got like the biggest size of coffee. And then like midway through the day, they had another one of like the biggest size of the Starbucks coffee. And I remember being like, "Oh my God, damn, like that's how much coffee you drink?" And then they were like, "Yeah, we like drink this size every day." And I was like, "Holy shit." So yeah, I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but I'll dabble in some here and there, but I don't really need the coffee to like get me up. Stefan, I'm yet to see Endgame, but hope to this week. No spoilers, or I will for sure be in jail. Dang, some people on Twitter are so mean about those spoilers. Like on my I have like two Twitter accounts. I have the one for my YouTube channel, and then I have another one like that's a personal account. You guys can follow me there too. It's really not that much different. In fact, I feel like I actually go on my Twitter account for my YouTube channel and I tweet from there more now than I do on my personal account. But anyways, I was on my personal Twitter account like the other day literally, and you know how when now with Twitter, which I kind of like have a love or hate relationship with this feature, where when someone likes a tweet of someone else like you don't follow, that tweet ends up on your feed and it'll be like at Sally liked this tweet. So someone that I followed on Twitter liked the tweet, and that tweet was like a response to someone like literally spoiling Endgame. And I was just like, oh my God, like if you waited this long to see this movie and you have yet to see it, and then, this tweet just like somehow ended up on your feed, like that person's a dick. So, yeah, man. If you're a fan of those superhero movies, hopefully you have successfully avoided spoilers. Leron Underwood, same Stefan. Mashup God Harper, yeah, the song's on streaming now. Okay, great. Mashup God Harper, I want the Beyonce version put back out. Terry Nation, oh my gosh, it's been a while. Or maybe you've just always been in the stream, I just didn't know. I worked my last day today and am now retired. Oh my gosh, wow. Congrats, Steven. Looking forward to having more time to watch TV series. Good for you, man. Good for you. Stefan, no Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, I would be in the call center. Jaskrin Singh, hey, what are your thoughts on AHS new season 1984? I'm excited. Very excited. Mashup God Harper content. Katie, come through content. Nikita Ray, I still haven't watched Guava Island. I'm such a bad Rihanna stan. Actually, I won't say my review, but actually, in general, I liked it. I did like it. Katie, Homecoming out here giving us all the drive. She really is. She really is. Gemini, Beyonce being on Instagram has cleared all of our skin and made us all become productive. I think it's so weird how active she's been on Instagram as of late. Like, I think it's weird that she pops up in like my stories line at the top of the Instagram app. Like, I think it's so weird. I think it's so weird how she like posted that little picture of herself like filming herself on her phone and then like doing the zoom in. I was just like, well, who is this? Oh, it's so weird. But hey, okay. Keen Lagerfeld, Taylor needs to pick her guitar back up. She's not standing out anymore. Nikita Ray, can Annie make me food? I'm hungry. Oh my God. Speaking of, the other day, she made cheesy bread. Like, she just made cheesy bread and she put it on top of like the counter here on the kitchen, and I was gonna take a picture of it, but I forgot to. But yeah, she made cheesy bread the other day. Avengers V, hello everyone. Zach, she went to jail. We all went to jail, Zach. Keen Lagerfeld, nobody needs coffee. People who act zombified without it are acting, in my opinion. Mash of God Harper, LMFAO, I drink a large Dunkin' coffee like at least 3 times a week, which is larger than a Starbucks and venti. Oh shit. What's the biggest? I don't think a venti is like the biggest Starbucks size though. It's like, it's something else. Let me Google it. What is the largest Starbucks drink called? It's like, A Trenta. A Trenta, which is 7 ounces larger than a venti. FYI. Oh my god. Because I remember I used to dance with this guy who worked at Starbucks, and he was like, "You don't know that there's a bigger size than a venti?" I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, Trenta, Lord." Um, let's see here. Mashup God Harper Swifties literally effing spoiled the entire end of Endgame, and I know all the deaths. KMS, damn, I'm sorry. I just think it's so rude when people do that in general. And also, like, I know on Twitter you can like mute words, but I muted a couple words like in my past on the Twitter feed, and those words still somehow end up on my Twitter feed. So I don't even know if that feature works, but how horrible. That's just so rude. Let people enjoy the things that, they want to enjoy. Boo. Stefan, in terms of what we did this week slash weekend, I lost my Rocky Horror virginity the other night, i.e. I saw a live shadow cast of the Rocky Horror Picture Show last night. Oh, nice. Wow. And not during the Halloween season. That's cool. I remember when I first watched Rocky Horror. Well, I mean, I've seen it, but I haven't, like, seen it like you. I actually watched it was on Logo, and I remember I was wanting to watch it because this is so embarrassing, because I was a really big fan of Glee when I was in high school, and Glee did like a Rocky Horror Picture Show episode, and I remember being like, oh my god, I need to watch that movie. And then like I put it out into the universe, like, swear to god, and I was at my aunt's house one weekend, and I was flipping through the channels, and then on Logo, of course, they had Rocky Horror Picture Show playing, and I was so like kind of disturbed and confused because I was like, this is kind of weird. But yeah, that is cool. How was that experience? Because I feel like, I don't know if I would ever want to do that, because like people are like throwing things at the people performing in the front and all of that. So yeah. Speaking of Susan Sarandon, though, who is in Rocky Horror Picture Show, I watched Bill Durham, like, not this past week, but like I think the week before, because I kept hearing, like, honestly, the reason why I wanted to watch it was because Kevin Costner is in it. And so I watched that movie, and I was like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. I have such conflicted thoughts on Bill Durham, and especially since like I kept hearing, oh, Bill Durham, that's one of the greatest baseball movies ever made. And apparently Kevin Costner in his career, this is so weird, I'm talking about Kevin Costner, but apparently Kevin Costner in his career has like a trilogy of baseball movies. So he did like Bill Durham, Field of Dreams, and then For the Love of the Game. And Field of Dreams used to be on Netflix, but apparently it's not streaming there anymore, so I need to watch that. I've seen it before, but I need to watch it again. But I watched Bill Durham because I want to watch, the baseball trilogy of Kevin Costner. And I was like, oh, okay, like, this is gonna be good. Because people kept saying, oh, this is the best baseball movie in the trilogy of Kevin Costner movies. And then I was just like so tonally conflicted with that movie. So if any of you have ever seen Bill Durham, let me know. That is such an off-brand thing for me to talk about. Like, fucking sports movie, the hell? The only sports movie, well, not the only, but like one of my favorite sports movies, but like it's just one of my favorite movies in general, is Remember the Titans, starring, of course, Denzel. That's just such a good movie, period. And the music in Remember the Titans is so good. But yeah, wow, look at that. Tangent. Keen Lagerfeld. I had a teacher who refused to start her lesson until she had her Monster energy drink. Ooh. I heard drinking Monster is like bad for you. Like I know people who literally drink Monster every single day, and I'm assuming if your teacher was like that, she drank Monster at least 5 out of 7 days of the week. And like I think like energy drinks in general, to have it that much is bad for your heart, or so I've heard. At least that's what my mom told me, and my mom was a nurse, so. But then again, she tends to over exaggerate, so I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's like not healthy. Jaskrin Singh, do you watch Game of Thrones? No. Nikita Ray, I've seen plenty of Endgame spoilers. They're everywhere on Instagram. I was under a Vanessa Hudgens pic and saw spoilers there too. Like, okay, thanks. Oh, so rude. Mashup God Harper. The reason Swifty spoiled it, by the way, is because people didn't like the song. Like, what a shit reason. What? Avengers V, same. I saw some spoilers, but I still loved it. Nikita Ray, wow, Annie. Mashup God Harper. Annie up in here like Emerald. Avengers V, I forgot I changed my name. LOL. KD, a Trenta. Yes, it's a Trenta. Mashup God Harper. Trenta is the biggest size, but they don't sell it for hot coffees or frappuccinos. Oh, I see. Okay. Mashup God Harper. I don't think they even sell it for iced coffee. Hmm. Then what do they sell it for? Gemini. I can't wait till I stop being broke so I can be fancy and drink at Starbucks with y'all. Maybe we go to like a special jail center. They will serve us the Trenta Starbucks. Uh, Katie, shame. I may have partaken in a Trenta a time or two. Oh, same. I feel like I've at least had a Trenta once in my life, but I remember when I ordered it, literally like it being larger than my head. Mashup God Harper. I mean, I muted R. Kelly and it worked. LMAO. Oh, that's a good phrase to mute. Nikita Ray. I always skip that episode of Glee because I haven't seen Rocky Horror. LOL. Oh, I don't think there were. You didn't really have to like watch that movie in order to get what was going on in the episode. But there are lots of references, like visual references. Leron Underwood, Steffi, remember I sent you an Instagram me trying to make homemade boba? Yes, I do remember that. And you said it went well, so that's great, Leron. Avengers V, I only get Trenta when I have a free drink, LOL. Oh, that's a good reason too. Katie, baseball, snooze emoji. Actually, same, but I pushed through for Frank Farmer. Stefan, Kevin Costner has had such an odd career trajectory, to say the least. LOL. I know, right? I don't know. I feel like people have such like, because it's like when Kevin Costner, I feel like I don't know much about Kevin Costner's career to go in depth about him, but my impression of Kevin Costner's career is like, he's first started out and he was like on the grind and hustle. And then like somehow, like I think Bill Durham was kind of like the first. Well, actually, I think he might have been in like another movie before that kind of propelled him into like mainstream, awareness. But around, like, I feel like late 80s is when Kevin Costner was like getting it in and he was like, becoming the it guy. And then wasn't like his big crowning achievement was Dances with Wolves, which he directed, and then I believe he won the Oscar for that. So I always think in my head like Kevin Costner is kind of like the Bradley Cooper of the early 90s. And then like after Dances with Wolves, that's when like I mean like he did Bodyguard after Dances with Wolves, and then he did like a couple other movies after that. But like, didn't he make Waterworld? And people like did not like that movie. I have not seen Waterworld, but he also was in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I think that came before Bodyguard. Anyways, I feel like around mid to late 90s is when Kevin Costner kind of no, I'll give him benefit of the doubt. Like late 90s is when Kevin Costner's kind of started his movie choices started to be like a bit questionable. And then like I feel he's like in like the 2000s, well especially the 2010s, he's kind of taken on more of like a director producer role, and he like makes movies, or he produces movies about like marginalized, like he not like marginalized communities. Like he will put like produce and help make these movies. Like he was in Hidden Figures. I don't know if he was one of the producers in that. And then he was also in that movie with the track team. uh Gosh, oh, I forget. It's a Disney movie, but he was in that one too. And then he was also in that movie called like Black or White or something like that. I forget, but he always like plays like the white straight guy who is just like kind of knows what's going on. Like I don't know. Kevin Costner always kind of plays the same kind of role. But anyways, and it's so weird too because I feel like in general, but especially with Kevin Costner, I get this. I'll like low key start watching a lot of interviews of these people when they were like from the late 80s, early 90s, like when they were like much younger. And then like I know he has a Netflix like movie right now where he plays this guy who is one of the people who tracked down Bonnie and Clyde or something like that. So because I was like watching a bunch of Kevin Costner interviews and whatnot on YouTube, the algorithm of YouTube was recommending me Kevin Costner interviews from like 2019, and I was like, holy shit, like he's so old now. Like I don't know, just like I'm just like, oh my god, we're all gonna die. But yeah, Kevin Costner. Wow, who'd have thought I'd talk about Kevin Costner so much on this stream? Okay. Let's see here. Um Mashup God, Harper, sports. I know. Stefan, I heard if you drink more than 3 monsters a day, it will rupture your stomach within a matter of years. Oh, shit. Damn, I would not be surprised if that is true. Leron Underwood, my school literally had nerve to play the R. Kelly song, The World Greatest, every time when we started end of the year test. Oh, that's awkward. Mashup God, Harper, they sell it for tea. Nikita Ray, my sister's friend drinks so much energy drink, she had a heart attack at 14. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I hope your sister's friend is okay. Master God Harper, we have to go to the Hollywood jail. I know. We need to go to like when celebrities go to rehab and it's like a high-end luxury retreat. That's the kind of jail we all need to go to. Master God Harper, whom's even is Kevin Costner? I recognize the name, but I can't put a face to it. He's just like this white guy. Actually, Kevin Costner, he went to I did a bit of a research around the time when I was becoming a Whitney stan. And he actually went to Cal State Fullerton. And I live about like 10-15 minutes away from Cal State Fullerton. So I'm just like, wow, hometown hero, that Kevin Costner. Let's see here. Gemini, isn't Kevin Costner the bodyguard? Why, yes, he is. He is Frank Farmer. Literally every time I see Kevin Costner in anything, I'm just like, oh my God, Frank Farmer. Master of God Harper, I should watch The Bodyguard. You really should. You should. Highly recommend. I will say, to be fairly objective, it's like not a cinematic masterpiece. Like I truly just enjoy it for Whitney. But yeah. God, I should do a movie review of The Bodyguard one of these days. Actually, I tweeted a couple weeks ago that it was like 2 in the morning. I swear to God, it was 2 in the morning, and I had this like brilliant idea of a podcast that I want to have, and I want to have a podcast where, and I don't know how this has not happened yet because I was on the podcast app like, searching to see if something like this would pop up. And in general, I like listening to podcasts where people talk about the things that I like talking about. So in that case, I was like looking up podcasts centered around like the divas. And one of my favorite podcasts used to be this podcast called The Diva Download. But like that was literally my favorite podcast. And then I don't know what happened. Like that podcast, like the two hosts, they stopped making it. And now you can't even go back and listen to old episodes. And there's this other podcast called For the Girls that I listen to every now and then, and it's these two gay guys and they talk about like a diva per episode. And a podcast that I want to make is I want to host a podcast with someone where we just talk about like divas on film, and each podcast episode we review a movie starring a diva. So that's like kind of like that would be my dream podcast to do, is just to review a movie, like go in depth with a friend talking about said movie starring a diva. So like obviously there would be a Bodyguard episode, there would be a Glitter episode for Mariah, there would be a Crossroads episode for Britney. Like those are the kinds of movies I would be talking about on the podcast. I really want to do that, but I need to pitch it to my friend because I have a friend that I feel like she would like doing this with me, but I have to pitch that idea to her, and then I have to figure out how to make a podcast. But yeah, I would really want to do that. So don't take my idea, y'all, but I would really, really want to do that. Because I don't know how nobody has done that on the podcast. Like I was truly searching. Like I was searching like Bodyguard. Like I was searching Glitter. I was searching Whitney Houston, and like, nope, Nothing. None of that. Like, there's podcast episodes where people like review those movies, but it's not like a specific topic of like divas on film. So I really want to do that. So just giving you guys a heads up, if you see it in a couple years, that podcast is mine. Let's see here. Let's see. Leron Underwood, maybe in jail we can get special privileges. I know, that's why I'm saying we have to go to like the classy jail. Stefan, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and The Bodyguard are classic examples of bad movies with great music. Well, I haven't, it's been a while since, I think I might have seen Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, but it's been a while. Doesn't that movie have like a classic song in it too? And then Bodyguard, yeah. I don't think Bodyguard is horrible. I feel like people were like really rude on Bodyguard during the 90s because it's like, oh, let's just hate on this movie. Because did you guys know that Bodyguard was actually the second highest grossing film of that year? Came out at the end of 1982. Second highest grossing film of the year. The highest grossing film of that year was Aladdin. But just interesting statistic there. But I don't think it's like a horrible movie, but it's not like amazing either. And honestly, I feel like part of the reason why that movie isn't amazing is because in terms of the chemistry between Costner and Whitney Houston, I think Whitney Houston does a fairly like, you know, okay, good job considering that was her like first movie. There are notes that I have for her because, you know, that's just the way I am. I'm looking out for my girl. But I feel like Kevin Costner, he just needed to show on screen his decision of, yes, I like this lady, or yes, we're gonna sleep together. But that never happens. So, and it's just so weird because I feel like, again, Whitney Stalker here, me, I have watched so many interviews, especially of Kevin Costner post Whitney Houston dying and like around the time when they were making The Bodyguard. And it seemed like, I don't know if I'm making this up in my head. If y'all were alive during that time, let me know. It seems like Kevin Costner like low-key had a crush on Whitney Houston because he waited like a full year. Like he specifically waited for her to make that movie. And in the interviews, like especially post her death, he's like talked about her in a way that you're like, Kevin, I see what you were trying to do back in the day. And also, like, if you guys ever watched Kevin Costner's speech that he gave at Whitney Houston's funeral, his eulogy, oh my God, like, he honestly gave the most moving speech at her funeral, and it was so sad. Like, oh God, and that's just crazy. Like, why out of all of you who were given the chance to speak, why is Kevin Costner's speech like the most emotionally moving in her entire memorial? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I have so many thoughts on that. I will talk about it more in depth on the Bodyguard episode of my future podcasts. But yeah, Mashup God Harper. He was in Hidden Figures. Is he skinny? Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a pretty like slim guy. He played the white guy with the glasses that was telling everyone in that you know what Hidden Figures, Taraji P. Henson's character, she keeps going to that same like room to work with all of the men, and like the men are like being like freaking rude to her, but then she had that boss who was like saying, yo, he wasn't saying yo, he was saying like, you guys like need to just like let her do her work and blah 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 blah. That was the Kevin Costner guy. He's like blonde. I don't know, he might have lots of gray hair in that movie, but yeah, he was in Hidden Figures. Stefan, other examples are Armageddon, Pearl Harbor, and Dangerous Minds. I've seen Pearl Harbor, but it's been a while. I don't think I ever seen Dangerous Minds, and I might have seen a couple bits of Armageddon. Is Armageddon the movie that had that, what's that band? Is it Aerosmith? They had that song? Oh gosh. Stefan, I should say bad movies in the sense that they generally weren't that well received critically. There you go. Nikita Ray just took a nap. Nice. And Stefan, Mr. Brooks is by far Kevin Costner's most underrated role. Seriously, it should have been a career comeback for him. He was amazing in it. I haven't seen that one. I love how we're talking about Kevin Costner so much. YB, Duck Kid underscore. So what do we think about Robin's book? I feel like every stream I talk about Robin's book, but I am so excited for Robin's book. Like, I'm going to expedite that shit. If Robin is reading the audiobook, I'm going to get the audiobook so it could be like her telling me her story. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm like kind of worried for Sissy Houston's health, but someone the other day was like, well, people are saying that Sissy Houston has like Alzheimer's or like dementia. So maybe that's like kind of a blessing in disguise. That's so mean, but it's like kind of a blessing in disguise that she has that because like, oh, Lord, honey, when that book comes out, like everybody, let's pray for Sissy Houston because man, oh man, she is gonna freak. You know, if what we think is gonna be in that book comes out. Uh, let's see here. Katie, yes, please review The Bodyguard. Pull out that scarf. Oh, I will. Katie knows. Jan, yes, I made it to a live cast. Yay! Mashup God Harper OMJ would totally listen to that podcast. Do an obsessed episode. Yes, I was making a list. Well, I made a list of like the divas, and then I made a list of like movies that I could talk about with said divas, and I was able to come up with like at least 60 different movies. So yeah, and I'm not even just talking about like pop cult, like the main pop girl divas. Like I was thinking like I could cover like Barbara Streisand movies alone. I could do like 3 different episodes covering the A Star Is Borns, like The Star Is Born with Judy Garland, The Star Is Born with Barbara, and then The Star Is Born with Gaga. Like that's 3 episodes right there. I could do like some movies that Diana Ross did back in the day, like Mahogany and The Wiz. Lady Sings the Blues. Um, and then I was thinking I could also do like with Beyonce, I could do a whole episode just talking about Lemonade because that's technically like a movie, and I could do like an episode talking about like a concert performance. Like again, then that's when I could cover like Homecoming. I could do an episode where I talk about Whitney Houston's Welcome Home Hero special. Like it's just like things like projects that divas did essentially is the kind of the general consensus of the podcast. But yeah, I just don't know how like no one has done that. But yeah. Uh Mashup God Harper do an Obsessed episode. Yep, Obsessed was one of the ones I came out with too. KD, that would be cute, giving us men on film vibes. Right, because there's so many like podcasts where it's like men talking about like movies like centered towards men. Um, and I know there's other podcasts too where like females talking about like films centered around women, like the rom-coms and all of that. Because I do listen to some of those podcasts. But and I know there's like some podcasts where it's like gay guys just like talking specifically about like one diva per episode, but like no one has a podcast where it's just like 2 girls specifically talking about divas on film. So I don't know. That needs to happen, and I will make that happen. Nikita Ray, a battleship episode for Rihanna. Yes, I had that on my list as well. YB the kid underscore that would be dope. Keen Lagerfeld from Justin to Kelly episode. Oh my god, that'd be a good one. That would be such a good one. Katie and the Fighting Temptations. Yes. I would love for when I do like Beyonce centric episodes, I need to do an episode on Carmen a hip opera. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, but Carmen a hip opera. That needs to be one. Mashup God Harper, a Mamma Mia episode for Cher. Yes. Mm-hmm. And like also, there's like, you know, like I would have to we have to like evaluate too, like how exactly are we defining the diva? Because we're just talking about like the examples we gave are just like the singing divas, right? Like your pop divas. But then you also have like theater divas, you have like screen divas. Like Meryl Streep is a diva of the screen, you know? So yeah, there's just so many episodes you can do. Jan, I would watch that. It's great to have. People will be revisiting your podcast for generations to come. Right? Yeah. I would try and because I think now the trend with podcasts too is to make the video available so like you can have it like the audio for just podcast app, but then you could also have the audio available, I mean the video available to watch on YouTube YouTube. So, yeah, that is a good point, Jan Jan. I feel like that's just like something that I feel like based on what I have talked about on my channel, I think if you guys like watching my channel, which I'm assuming you do if you're here in the stream, y'all would like the podcast. It's pretty much like what we talk about. And it's just like something that is, like Jan Jan pointed out, would be enjoyed by people of all ages. So yeah, I really want to do that. I think my friend is coming home. Actually, she should be home now 'cause she was traveling out of the country. So if I see her this upcoming week, I'm gonna try pitching the idea to her, and then I need to figure out how to make a podcast. But yeah, Mashup God Harper, Evita for Madonna. Yep, that was one of the movies that I had listed as well. Leron Underwood, favorite movie on Netflix, anyone? Oof, I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't even know what's on Netflix anymore. Jan Jan, I wish you could make it a video podcast. Actually, I would also really dig a structured style. Maybe not fully scripted, but definitely structured from you. Oh yeah. I definitely, like, you guys, I like came up with this at like 3 in the morning. I have a structure all set out. So basically, I'm just like telling you guys how it's all gonna be. So basically, I already have a segment in my head. It's gonna be called Show Me the Receipts. And that's going to be a segment where we just talk about the stats of the movie, like what awards did it get, like what nominations did it get, like did it get any like for instance, like with The Bodyguard, like statistics wise, like that the soundtrack that went with the movie got album of the year. Like I pointed out earlier, it was the second highest grossing movie of 1992. Whitney Houston also was nominated for a Razzie that year. We could talk about like box office numbers. That's like the Show Me the Receipts segment. And then there's going to be another segment where it's called like something about like tea, like either like pass the tea or spill the tea, where we talk about like kind of like the gossip rumor mill around the movie. So like pass the tea for Bodyguard would be like Kevin Costner waited a full year for Whitney Houston for the movie. Pass the tea, Kevin Costner, supposedly, legend goes, he saw Whitney Houston's Where Do Broken Hearts Go music video, and that's when he was like, oh, she's the girl for the movie. Pass the tea, I think Kevin Costner is like low-key in love with Whitney Houston. Like that would be that kind of segment. That would be the kind of things under that segment. And then like overall though, the podcast would be made up of like literally us breaking down like scene to scene, like what happens in the movie. And then we would end the podcast with kind of analyzing what exactly did this movie do for particular diva. So like Glitter, what exactly did that do for Mariah's career? Bodyguard, what exactly did that do for Whitney's career? A Star is Born, what did that do for Barbara's career? What did it do for Lady Gaga's career? So yeah, those are kind of like, if you guys have any ideas or any suggestions of other segments that I could do on the podcast, definitely let me know. But that's kind of like my idea. But yeah, that's what I would do. Joelle T, why do you dislike Oprah now? Unless you've already discussed that. I haven't liked her for 2 years now. I rewatched some episodes and she seemed horrible. Well, a large reason why I don't like Oprah, well, it's hard for me because I've grown up like loving Oprah. Like you can't deny, like, you know, she's a very inspiring story, you know, but I just feel like as of late, a large reason why I do not like Oprah, at least right now, is because of Michael Jackson. In general, I just think it is so, I don't like how she had to insert herself in that narrative. Like that was literally, she had nothing to do with this Michael Jackson story. I mean, yes, I know she did interviews with him, but that was like the interview she did with him. The only interview she did was prior to him with the abuse allegations. And I don't like how she inserted herself in this narrative, and I think it's kind of hypocritical of her to be like, well, I covered 300 episodes in my 25 years of doing the Oprah show on sexual abuse and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, girl, well, where's your Harvey Weinstein episode? How come you didn't sit down and talk with his victims And then, you know, there's pictures of Oprah being buddy-buddy with Harvey Weinstein. How come, Oprah, you didn't sit down with the R. Kelly victims from Surviving R. Kelly? How come you didn't sit down with the Kevin Spacey victims or the Bryan Singer victims? Why are you sitting down with Michael Jackson's two alleged victims that are now coming out 10 years after his death and have a clear financial motive? Why are you giving them the platform, Oprah? So yeah, that's why I just feel like she is someone who is abusing her power, and I just feel so conflicted about it, and I don't like what she's doing right now. And I also like a couple months ago, like towards the end of last year, when I was starting to get into Toni Braxton, I was watching her Behind the Music VH1 little episode, and you could watch it on YouTube. And Oprah apparently like did an interview with Toni Braxton around the time when Toni Braxton was going through her first bankruptcy. And in that Behind the Music documentary, Toni talks about how when she went to go see Oprah, she was like excited, you know, because it's Oprah. And then Toni was like, Oprah made me feel this small. Like literally that's what Toni Braxton says. Oprah made me feel this small, and she like kind of like, she essentially like embarrassed Toni and like made her feel very shameful about what was happening. And you know, she just had a negative experience with Oprah. And I just feel like, again, I think in hindsight, if you watch a lot of Oprah's interviews, there's kind of like a I'm here and you're down here, and she kind of like lets you know your place. And I don't know, it's like it's this weird thing, right? Because as a culture, at least in America, there is definitely like a godlike worship when it comes to Oprah, and people like, especially in the mainstream pop culture sphere, people just like accept Oprah, and it's like anything that Oprah says, we're all gonna follow and we're all gonna believe. And it's like, I don't know. I just think it's wrong for her to abuse her power like that. So that's why I'm not like the biggest fan of Oprah right now. I respect the fact that she was able to really like, you know, bring herself from nothing to something. Like I respect that story, but I just don't like how she conducts herself in a professional sense and how she makes people feel bad. Like you shouldn't do that, period. But the fact that, you know, she was fortunately able enough to put herself in a position where she has power, just that idea of abusing power in general, I really do not like. And I just don't like when people make other people feel bad. And yeah, that's why. Case in point, that's why I don't like Oprah right now. And yeah. YB the kid underscore, I was thinking that too. Jan, structured and edited. I really like your little edits and graphics. Also, who wouldn't have a crush on Whitney back then? She was so cute and talented, right? Whitney was just so adorable back then. And then being Bobby Brown happened. Let's see here. Yeah, let's get back to talking about the good divas. Let's see here. Katie, oh yes, Kevin loved Whitney 100%. He was torn up at her funeral, girl. I know. Oh, what? And like, I remember last year around the time when the Whitney movie was coming out, he was doing press for like another show at the time. I think it was like some like cowboy show. But obviously, people would ask him, oh, it's the 25th anniversary of The Bodyguard, Kevin Costner. What are your thoughts on that, Kevin Costner? And like, literally any time someone brings up The Bodyguard or brings up Whitney Houston, like if you look at Kevin Costner's face, he looks like he's about ready to cry. It's just so sad. And also, like, past the tea, Kevin Costner apparently like was asked by Dionne Warwick and other people within Whitney's circle to like write letters to Whitney during like the 2000s when she was like really in the throes of addiction, and people were asking Kevin Costner like, oh, Kevin, can you like write Whitney a motivational letter to like get her through this? I just think like in general, like that's just so like that's just such a strange request, considering like what like they were only in like each other's lives for like such a short period of time, yet something, I'm not saying like they hooked up or anything, but they must have had like a very like special deep connection during the short period of time they were together, for like people within Whitney's circle to be like, oh, Kevin, please write Whitney a letter, and then for like Kevin Costner after all these years to be torn up over Whitney, you know? So yeah, past the tea, right? Mashup God Harper, the white guy with the glasses. Super vague, but ooh, okay, I now know who you mean. Yes. Jan 100, Mashup God Harper. Kevin Costner high key looks like Jason Isaacs. I don't know who Jason Isaacs is, so I need to Google that. YB, the kid underscore Bruce Willis. Leron Underwood, Robin deserved better. She did. Robin, out of all the people in the Whitney Houston story, Robin did deserve better. Jan, I used to love Bobby Brown so much too, but when I heard she and him had fights, then couldn't listen to any of his songs for like almost a decade. I have these periods where I'm like, ooh, yeah, Bobby Brown. Like he made good music. Like, I mean, his Don't Be Cruel album, really great. Thank you, Babyface. But yeah, there's periods where I get very frustrated when I think about Bobby. Not to say that Bobby is like wholly responsible for Whitney's, demise. Like, we need to hold Whitney accountable. But surely those two getting together was not beneficial for her and for him. Like, I think a lot of people just tend to throw Bobby Brown under the bus. But if we're really being honest, like, he wasn't good for her and she wasn't good for him. Like, truly the worst case scenario is what happened. She died and then their only child died. So yeah, it's a tough, sad, tragic situation. YB the kid underscore me too. I think they were soulmates, but not in a sexual way. I think the farthest they ever went was maybe a kiss. I was like, are you talking about Bobby Brown and no, Costner and Houston, Costner and Whitney? Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. Oh my god. I want Kevin Costner to release like a book where he talks about his bodyguard years. Joel T. OMG, did you see what Chris Rock said about Whitney and what Bobby responded? Yes, I did. Chris Rock, that man. Ugh. Katie, Diana's acting over her singing. Yeah, didn't like Diana Ross win? She won like a Golden Globe, right? For Lady Sings the Blues. Jan, yeah, I respect that kind of crush admiration without needing to be all physical or explicit about it. Yeah, same. I think if anything, Kevin liked Whitney probably more than like, not to say that Whitney didn't like Kevin, but like I think there was more of that like romantic attraction to Whitney from Kevin versus Whitney to Kevin, right? Like I think Kevin liked Whitney more than Whitney liked Kevin. But then also at the same time, oh god, I'm like spilling all the tea for Bodyguard episode. It's gonna be quite some time before that episode comes out. But people also say that like past the tea, while they were filming, they would just see like Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston like randomly making out in a corner, and then like they would say, "Oh no, we're like practicing for our scene." So I'm like, okay. I mean, like that could be true, but I've heard those stories, and like people also like to point out too that around like right after The Bodyguard, apparently Kevin Costner got a divorce from his wife. So I don't know. Pass the tea. Jan Yair. Oh, okay, I already read that. Lyra Underwood. You can also do the preacher episode. Yeah, like Preacher's Wife episode for Whitney. We'll be doing that, and also Waiting to Exhale and Cinderella. There's so many divas in that. There's Whitney. There's Brandy. There's Bernadette Peters. There's Whoopi Goldberg. There's a lot of divas in that. Keen Lagerfeld at KD, you're probably right. YB, the kid underscore Liza Minnelli. Yes, see, that's a good one. Mashup God, Harper, OMG, I forgot about Carmen, a hip hopera. Jan, not necessarily for Steph. Can anyone catch me up on why this cast is called Jail Gang? Okay, so the reason why this episode is called Jail Gang is because last live stream, everybody was talking about where they illegally stream their shows, and then someone in our stream, his name is Justin, he said, oh, all of you are going to go to jail. So then we were saying, oh yeah, we're all going to just stream our TV episodes from jail. So that's why we call this Jail Gang. Jackson Samuel, strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Are you quoting Bill Durham? Because I do not remember that. Leron Underwood, Dreamgirls episode for Beyonce, Jennifer Hudson. Yes, you guys, I was literally making a list of all these movies, and all the movies you're listing are literally what made the list. YB the kid underscore Carmen was classic. YB the kid underscore Janet Jackson. Yeah, like we could do poetic justice for Janet. I know she was like in a Tyler Perry movie, so we could do one of those. And then wasn't she in like an Eddie Murphy movie as well. We could do that. Keen Lagerfeld at Jan Jan. We were discussing what illegal streaming we engage in, and someone joked that we're going to jail. Nikita Ray, where do I find a podcast in jail? The podcast app. It will still work in jail. YB to kid underscore, and you have a radio voice. I do? Do I have a radio voice? What does that even mean, a radio voice? Jan Jan, receipts, yes. Please just start it. Even if it's sloppy, just do little ones and build it over time. It doesn't have to be perfect or long at all. Just really consistent. Yes, I know. I honestly, like, I really want to do this, you guys. I really, really want to do this podcast. So I just I need to pitch it to my friend, and hopefully she'll say yes. And then once we get a couple episodes under our belt and figure all of that out, you guys will be the first ones to know. So yeah. Katie, please include a legendary quote from the movies too. That would be cute. Oh, I like that idea. Legendary quotes. Okay, I'm literally gonna write down all of your ideas. And this is a suggestion from Katie. Legendary quote, Katie. Okay. You guys, again, suggestions are welcome. Leon Underwood, you can do a standout segment about a favorite actors in the movies besides the diva. Okay, standout actors. I'm literally taking notes right now. Okay, here. Let's see. Standouts segment. Favorite actors. That's a good one. Jan, okay, you can do little segments per week with your friend / co-caster, little short things. Then once a year, you can edit and release a finished edited fun product. Nice. Okay, could definitely do something like that. YB to kid underscore, I feel the same way about Oprah. Jan, I'm really kind of salty about Oprah super cherry picking and slickly appropriating Me Too. Yeah, people have pointed that out too, that Oprah, prior to Me Too, was seen working with a lot of these people who are being condemned under the Me Too movement, and now she's flipping the script being like, oh yeah, I'm all about Me Too. So I don't know, it's just, I don't know. Yeah. Mashup God Harper, you could do a 6 Degrees of Diva segment where you talk about other diva connections / cameos into the movie you're covering. For example, this movie that stars X also features Y, and Y was also in 1/2. Okay, yeah, I like that. 6 Degrees of Diva segment. 6 Degrees of Diva segment. 6 Degrees of Diva. This was Harper's suggestion, and then Leron did this one. Okay, I will literally, if I do these segments on the show, I will literally credit you guys. Joel T, I saw an interview with Oprah and Mary-Kate and Ashley, and I was like, wow, she's a horrible interviewer. She berated Mary-Kate for having an eating disorder. Oh damn. And I'm sure when that happened, no one batted an eye when Oprah was doing all of that. Mashup God Harper, this project with X, and this is their history and connection. Katie, and what Oprah did to Monique, I stan Oprah. But yeah, see, same, Katie. I feel the same way about Oprah. You're just in hindsight being like, oh no, girl. Joel T, that's why I believe what Monique said about Oprah. She seems like a snake. Definitely think she's part of the reason Monique got blacklisted after Precious. Yeah, I saw that. I believe I've seen Monique talking about that. And then Monique has also told a story too where Oprah was with Maya Angelou and they were doing an ancestry episode or something like that. And the person who was doing the ancestry lineage for Oprah and Maya told Oprah, yeah, your great grandmother or something like that was a maid or a slave to someone in Elvis Presley's family. And Oprah was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And Maya Angelou was like, what are you talking about, girl? You need to stop acting like that. So I don't know. Now these stories are coming out about Oprah and how she was kind of shady. And when you, again, all of us are saying now, when you go back and watch her interviews, you're like, that wasn't really the nicest thing to say now, Oprah. But yeah. YB to kid underscore at Katie, yes. Joel T underscore at Katie, period. YB to kid underscore. I noticed that God complex in her last Whitney interview. I watched it the other night. Oprah interviewed Whitney in the mid 90s. Oprah was big too, but Whitney was still very big at that time around Oprah's interview that she did with the Waiting to Exhale cast. Oprah pretty much is worshiping at the feet of Whitney and Angela Bassett. Anything especially Whitney. Whitney could literally say fuck you, Oprah. And Oprah would be like, thank you, girl. Like, that's how much like Oprah was just like, Whitney. And when you see how Oprah talks to like Leela Rashawn and Loretta Devine, like Leela Rashawn was still like kind of a newcomer at that point, but like Loretta Devine was on Broadway in Dreamgirls, girl. But Oprah was treating Loretta Devine and Leela Rashawn as if they like won a contest to be in the movie with Angela Bassett and Whitney Houston. Like, that was kind of weird. But in terms of like power dynamic, like you could tell that Whitney had more power at that point in the mid 90s compared to Oprah, just based on how Oprah treated Whitney. But then in Whitney's last interview with Oprah, like in 2009, like, you know, Whitney, her, you know, she kind of had a little bit of a demise, and Oprah is like Oprah now. So the way she like talks to Whitney is kind of like patronizing at times. And there's like a point in the interview too when she's like, everybody cut the cameras off, I want to talk to Whitney. It's like, it's weird, like, I don't know. And Whitney just goes with it. So I'm just like, I don't know, it's weird. And also I've heard too, in the Whitney interview that she does with Oprah, at one point, famously, Oprah asks Whitney, like, you know, kind of like, well, how did you do the drugs? What drugs were you doing? And Whitney's like, Oprah, stay with me now. And like Whitney breaks down to Oprah like how she would do her drugs. And apparently, like, that's not a good question to ask people who are recovering from addiction. Like, I completely get that, but like, that's not a good question to ask someone who is like in the recovery stages of that. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Stefan, the internet went out of my house, but you're worth burning through my data. Stefan, oh my God, Stefan, you are too nice. Stephen Panama, how old are you? I'm 25. So, yeah, I'm 25. That, like, I was thinking too, like, whenever I listen to these podcasts, where they talk about these sorts of things, like the divas, they're usually like people who are like in their 30s. And that's kind of like, I feel like an advantage to, if I were to do this hypothetical podcast, would be, it's me coming from like a different perspective, because I'm like a bit younger. At the same time, I'm not like too young, but I'm not like, I'm kind of like sandwiched in the generation, like between, like in the middle. But yes, I'm 25. And my friend that I'm going to be asking to do this with me, she's literally the same exact age as me. We're both Leos, and our birthdays we're only like one day apart. So yeah, both born in August. Keen Lagerfeld, Dinah from AHS was based on Oprah, in my opinion. Yeah, haven't they, like, didn't Brian Murphy say that? Or someone said that, but she was based on Oprah. A talk show host who is secretly a witch who sold her soul for greatness. Jan Def, it was a bad codependence in many diva relationships. I think you're talking about Bobby. Yeah, okay. Joel T, I used to dislike Bobby, but the documentary made me see him differently. He seems like he matured and learned, and I wish Whitney would have had the same chance. Agreed. Keen Lagerfeld, from the creator of Fosse Verdon comes Brown Houston. No, Fosse, well, yes, okay. I was thinking more in the lines of feud. If they were to do like something feud related to Whitney Houston, they need to do Bobby Brown and Robin Crawford. But yes, if it's like Fosse Verdon, Brown Houston, oh Lord. Joel T, Janet, why did I get married? LMAO, that movie is so bad. Oh, great. I would love to review it on the pod. Jan, just the environment that many relationships divas have under such scrutiny in the context of their careers can lead to not great relationships. I completely agree. Especially like during that time too. I just feel like the way mainstream media treated like your big stars from the 80s and 90s to like early 2000s, like early mid 2000s, like I'm thinking like Britney Spears, you know. Remember Britney Spears when she performed at the 2000, I believe, 7 VMAs? That was bad. And like her, like how the media like portrayed and covered her like relationship with Kevin Federline, like that was scary. But yeah, I completely agree. Let's see here. Katie, I forgot about that. Perfect Patty. Mashup God, Harper, you definitely have a pleasing voice, LMAO. I literally hate the sound of my voice. I hate the sound of my voice, which is, you know, funny because I make YouTube videos, but I hate the sound of my voice. It's so like I don't know, I don't like it. Joel T, did anyone mention Crossroads for Britney? I did. That would be one of the movies we would be covering. Shonda Rhimes wrote it, actually. Joelle T, standout actors. Julia Roberts, she had a straight decade of romances. Yes, I would love to cover Julia. Like, I know she, like, see, that's the thing. I know she's not, like, not a pop diva, but she's definitely, like, a film diva. Like, we could cover Steel Magnolias. That'd be a good one. Actually, Julia Roberts is, my mom is such a 90s girl. Like, she loves Whitney Houston and she loves Julia Roberts. Like, Whitney Houston is my mom's favorite singer, and then Julia Roberts is my mom's favorite actress. Like, my mom, her favorite movies are Pretty Woman and Notting Hill. So, yeah. Speaking of Julia, let's see here. Avengers V, more over Avengers. It's Jail Gang Assemble now. I know, right? YB to Kid _ I think Phyllis Hyman would be great too. That'd be great. I should add her to this list. Okay. So I could add her. Phyllis Hyman. YB to Kid _ Divas and Their Men. Elizabeth Taylor. Ooh, Divas and Their Men. That could be like a good, that could be a good spin-off. Like a one-off episode talking about a diva and their men. Ooh, that'd be good. Elizabeth Taylor. Yes, that's another diva. That's like a classic diva. Nikita Ray, Oprah called me fat and pushed me into traffic. Jan, OMG, 6 Degrees of Divas, so much tea will be spilled. Leron Underwood, you can also do a soundtrack segment where you talk about y'all favorite songs in the movie. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Soundtrack segment. Leron made that. Okay. Let's see, Joel T, I'm really searching for this Elvis thing. It's in Monique talks about it. I forget, like, it's in one of like those, you know how like Monique sometimes, I don't know if she necessarily posts them, but like, you know how Monique makes those videos where she's sitting with that guy and they're just like talking? It's in one of those videos. I forget which one, but trust, I've seen the video. YB to Kid _ unsung divas like Leela Rashawn. Yeah, unsung divas. Unsung divas. Leela Rashawn. Yeah. So basically it's just like amazing women and the movies that they starred in, but we're like putting it in the context of like divas because they are divas. Let's see here. Jan, is this receipt? Haha, I want to watch it right now, but girl, I don't like to miss your chats. Okay, I'm gonna like open it into a new tab, but oh, okay, it's a Super Soul Sunday thing. Okay, I'll watch it after this stream. Joel T, asking someone how they did their drugs is rude and disrespectful, especially considering it's a pretty low point of their life, especially if it's not something they're open about. Right? Like, some of the questions that Oprah asked are like kind of rude. So like, if ever in my life I was in a position where I was interviewing someone, I think I would like kind of be a horrible interviewer in that I'd be too scared to ask for the tea. But the reason why I'd be too scared is because I just don't like making people feel uncomfortable in general. And yeah, I just feel like Oprah doesn't really have a problem doing that. But then again, it's like she's doing her job as an interviewer, but at the same time, it's like sometimes the way she goes about doing it, she can be very like rude and disrespectful. And there's like you said, there's like certain lines that you should not be crossing. Like asking someone how they do their drugs, considering that they're a recovering addict. So yes. Leron Underwood, wasn't she also judging Lindsay Lohan when she was recovering from her drug addiction? Yeah, I think so. Jan, girl, you are so early. Yes, your little sister's generation to 90s diva fans. You can so easily get love and collabs. Do it. Yes. See, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, like I feel like television wise, I'm like very current with my tastes, but like movies wise, I could go any other way. But music wise, I am like so old school. So I really am like the little sister of like the people who grew up with these divas of the 90s. So yeah, because I was literally born in 93. And you know how like in the Lunar New Year calendar, people like to say like, oh, I was born year of the pig. I was born year of the rooster. Like if there was a pop culture calendar, I was quite literally born the year of the diva, because in 1993, which is when I was born, the #1 song for like several weeks, it was like a continuation from the end of 92 to 93, was Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You. That same year in 1993, Janet's self-titled album released. Toni Braxton's first album, the self-titled album, released. Mariah Carey's, one of her Mariah's albums came out. And actually, I think it was Dream Lover was the last charting #1 song of 1993. Also, I think Sister Act 2 came out in 1993, or maybe it was the first Sister Act. I don't know. One of the Sister Act movies came out, and what else? Oh, I think What's Love Got to Do with It came out in 93. So lots of diva things were happening the year I was born, just saying. So I think that's why I have a very deep, emotional, spiritual connection to the divas. Let's see here. Jan. I'm already dreaming of you interviewing Tony Braxton, etc. Oh my God, I would be like beside myself if I ever interviewed Tony. I would just say, I am so sorry with how Oprah treated you. She should have not treated you like that, girl. Also, hashtag, I ship Tony Braxton and Babyface so hard. They're the 90s couple that we deserved and never got. Like, oh, Tony and Babyface, I'm still rooting for you guys. Katie, an Elizabeth Taylor episode would be too much. I would live. Yes, Elizabeth Taylor, classic diva. We could do multiple. Oh, there's so many Elizabeth Taylor movies too. Mashup God Harper. I hate my voice too, LMAO, but everyone says it's fine. I think isn't that like a thing though? Like we as humans, like we don't really like the sound of our voice, or like we don't quite know what our voice actually sounds like. I've heard that. I've also heard that we actually don't know what we physically look like, even though like, yeah, we look in the mirror, but that's like not how we actually look like. I've heard that before. Joel T. OMG, I remember you mentioning that your mom loves Julia Roberts. Yes, my mom's a big Julia fan. Jan, your voice is too cute to us though. Oh God, I freaking hate the sound of my voice. Jan, ah ha ha, moms and Julia, OMG, interviewing moms. Oh my gosh, maybe my mom could be this. No, my mom, oh God, that would not be a good podcast episode. She would not know what to say. She'd be like, I love Julia, just like for an hour. Joel T, I think that guy is Monique's husband. OMG, they go live sometimes and they have a podcast. Okay, yes, so I'm pretty sure that was her husband too. I wasn't quite sure. But yeah, it's one of those videos where she's like, it's like the husband, her, and like Monique is just like sitting there spilling all the Oprah tea. So yeah. Joel T. Oh wait, I already read that. Lyra Underwood. Funny, I had a dream where everyone in the chat was in jail and Whitney Houston broke us out. She would. Whitney would. She really would. Oh my God, you know what I'd love to do is like an episode centered on Whitney Houston's interview with Wendy Williams. Like the iconic 22-minute interview with Whitney Houston and Wendy Williams. Oh God. That just, your comment just reminded me of that interview for some reason. Bitterick Isimden, do you like Bruno Mars and Locked Out of Heaven? I like Bruno Mars, but I don't think, like, considering the kind of music I like, you would think that I would, like, love him more, but I don't. And it's really just because I feel like, for me, especially his most recent album, the 24K album, I feel like, and he admitted this too, like a lot of it is taken from, like, inspired by, like, you know, like the Babyface, the Teddy Rileys, the Rodney Jerkins, the Michaels, the Janets, the, like, a lot of, like, the music that I personally like, that's kind of the inspiration for the sound of that album and, like, what he's doing musically right now. But for me, like, while I appreciate that and I love that nod to that great era of music, for me, I just sometimes think, like, why would I, like, listen to the copy when I could just listen to the original? But I mean, I think he's a very talented guy. He's a great dancer, you know, he's a great musician. He does all these instruments. And I love that he, you know, like I said, he harkens back to that era of artists where they, like, actually perform and they can sing and dance and all of that. But, you know, I like him. I respect him. I like him, but I don't, like, love him. Like, I'm not a stan. But, you know, and I appreciate, you know, gotta shout out fellow Filipino out there killing it. I believe Bruno's mom was Filipino, so he's half Filipino, but yeah, he's pretty cool. Mashup God, Harper, Carrie Fisher's definitely a film diva. Ooh, yeah! Carrie Fisher, film diva. Carrie Fisher, film diva. That was the suggestion of Harper. Oh, and then, like, YB underscore the kid something. You suggested Unsung Divas. Okay. Let's see here. Bitterick Asimden, did Anthony Recker's amazing ass video show up in your recommendations? It's like everywhere. No, did not. Katie, Oprah is an old school interviewer, like Barbara Walters. They don't care. Right? Yeah, they really don't. Like, and Diane Sawyer. Ooh, girl. She did Whitney dirty back in the day, but yeah. See, that's why, like, I feel like, oh God, if I were to ever interview anybody, God willing, I would just kind of be the worst. Because I'd just be like, are you okay? Are you sure we don't have to talk about this? Like, it'd be so bad. Mashup God Harper, I have the stream blasting from my dad's car, LMAO. Oh, oh God, your dad's probably like, what the F? YB to kid underscore Mary J. Yes, Jan, stealing this born year of the rising divas. Don't forget Selena. Yes, Selena. Oh my God, yes, Selena. I'm pretty sure I listed that movie too, but we could do Selena for the movie for the podcast. Selena and the Latina and Latin divas. Yes. You guys are just giving me all the goods right now. Noreen Vanderslice, Babyface. Yes. Oh, love Babyface. You guys, when I saw Toni Braxton a couple months ago and Babyface like appeared, like I knew he was gonna be there, but like when he came out, I like truly, oh Lord, I was about ready to lose it. I was like, oh my God, Babyface. Like it was pretty sad. Leron Underwood, you can also do a segment about modern divas like Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus, and Adele. Ooh, modern divas would be interesting. We could do like a little round table. Modern divas round table. Like, just what are your general thoughts on the modern divas? Who should we induct? Who should we induct into the divas? Also, like, I would like on the topic of divas, all of this recent talk of like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and like Janet Jackson finally be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and like Stevie Nicks finally be inducted. And when Janet was at the end of her Rock and Roll Hall of Fame speech was like, induct more women. I just feel like, considering that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is like an institution, it's a category that's like, you know, it's rock and roll. And when we think rock and roll and the people who are inducting these people, it's like straight men. I feel like we need to have a Divas Hall of Fame. It's only fair. Like, we need to have an official Divas Hall of Fame where we're inducting these women into like some sort of like Hall of Fame where we can celebrate them. I feel like that would be like a good like, you know, counter to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That needs to happen. I feel like we talked about this briefly in a prior live stream when we were talking about like Divas Live 98, Divas Live 99, but that needs to be like a thing that I would like Twitter to start. A Divas Hall of Fame. Noreen Vanderslice, Mariah and Babyface was legendary. Yes, they made some great music together. Jan, yes, modern divas in 6 Degrees Connection. Mashup God Harper, I had the same birthday as Mariah Carey. Oh, wow, yes. Diva, Katie, who and who, Liron? I know Adele. Side-eye emoji. Mashup God Harper, and yeah, that is a thing. I wish I could see and hear myself from the perspective of another person. Katie, Wendy versus Whitney. Jesus, that was a moment. Oh, God, it really was. Stefan, all I know about Oprah Whitney interview is Kathy Griffin doing a stand-up special on it, LOL. Oh, gosh. Some of Kathy Griffin's stuff was pretty funny. Liron Underwood, at Katie, Shady, Joel T. Did you see the remake of the Please Me video in the Philippines that Bruno posted? Oh, no, I didn't. Avengers V. LOL, yeah, the only one I would categorize as a diva would be Adele. Same. Joel T. My aunt named her sons after Babyface and his son. Oh, that's so cute. It's a good person to name someone, after. Avengers V, I feel like Wendy doesn't get the credit she deserves, to be honest. Joelle T, at Avengers V, she doesn't. She will in a few years, though. Wendy's thing is she doesn't care how celebs feel about her, so she talks her shit. Yeah, at least, like, see, that's the thing. It's like, at least Wendy is very, like, open about the fact where she's very open about who she is as a person, and she doesn't, like, try to sugarcoat anything. Like, she's very like honest and blunt and direct, and she's like, well, this is my brand and I'm self-aware enough to do that. Whereas like with Oprah, it's like she like teeters between like, I'm gonna go in and ask these like shady questions, but at the same time, I'm your friend. Like, that's kind of like Oprah's brand. So yeah, I don't know. YB to kid underscore, that would be a good segment, Divas Live, talking about the live performances of our fave singing divas. Oh, I'm gonna do like an episode where we just talk about like a particular live performance. Like, that's what I want to do. I mean, again, then I could talk about Beyonce Homecoming, us analyzing that. Then I could talk about Whitney Welcome Home Heroes, us analyzing that. I could talk about like, we could talk about like a specific tour that a diva did. That'd be great. Like, oh, so good. Oh, that'd be so good. Again, I don't know how this has not happened yet, but yeah. Joel T, Oprah is fake and ingenuine. seems to be the case. YB to Kid _ Patty Live. Ooh, oh my God, we could do an episode where we talk about how Patty's backup singers didn't come out. That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. Yeah. If you guys have any other divas that you think I should talk about, let me know, because that'd be really helpful. I had like a whole list. Let me see if I can get the list actually. Wait a second. I need to just write down this suggestion from YB to Kid. Patty Live. Okay, that's a good one. Where are my background singers? Joel T, J-Lo. Yes, I had J-Lo on there. Let's see. Okay, let me take you guys with me back to my room, because I'm gonna get the notebook that I had all my ideas from. Let's see here. Where is that notebook? Where is that notebook? It's like a purple notebook, and I had all my ideas there. I always lose this damn notebook. You guys ever have like a notebook where you like write down all of your ideas and then, oh, there it is. Okay. And then like you keep losing the notebook? That's me. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Going back so the internet doesn't get screwed up in my room. Okay. Here. Okay. I will literally show you guys my idea. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Can I flip this? I think I can flip it. Okay, wait a second. Okay. Do you see this? This was my, okay. Look at this. Look at this. These were all the notes I was taking. So I have here, I have Whitney, Mariah, Beyonce, Janet, Britney, Christina, J-Lo, Cher, Barbara, Gaga, Rihanna, Madonna, Diana Ross, and these were just some of the movies that I was listing with these people. And then let's see, yeah, these were the segments I was talking about. And then I was listing like the different kinds of divas, like the acting divas, the Broadway divas, movies. I have What's Love Got to Do with It, documentaries, concert films. Yeah. But yeah, these were the things. But yeah, that was just a little, that was what I came up with like at 2 in the morning one random day. But yeah. So if you guys have any suggestions based on what I just showed you and what we've been talking about, that'd be great. YB to Kid _ Sylvester. Who's Sylvester? You mean like Stallone? Joel T, I don't want you to talk about her, just the drama. YB to Kid _ he was a diva. Katie, yes, we really don't discuss B's 2011 Billboard performance enough. Avengers V, Shaka Khan. KD, field trip moment, Leah Underwood. You can also do a segment about the bad of their career and how they rise from it. That'd be a good one. Just like analyzing the diva. Avengers V, it's not a live stream if we don't have a field trip, literally. Jan, no pressure stuff, but I'm so hyped that you're hyped. I know, I'm so excited, you guys, because it's like whenever I go to the gym, because I listen to podcasts and music, so I think that's why. But I'm very passionate about the subject of divas and analyzing the divas. So yeah, that's why I'm very excited about this. I have to pitch this to my friend. Hopefully she'll go with it. Because I really don't want to do this by myself, because I think that'll be kind of weird if it's just like me by myself talking. Like, I mean, like I know I do it for videos, but like videos is different. Like podcasts, I feel like is something you want it to be more like of a conversation. So yeah. And I think because like the friend that I'm thinking of doing this with, we used to do this thing called like People's Couch, where we would get together and we would just like introduce each other to these things in pop culture that we're loving. So like one time when my friend and I met, we watched Purple Rain together because she'd never seen Purple Rain, and I was like, okay, well, we're gonna change that. So I made her watch Purple Rain, and then the next week when we met up, I remember I'd never seen Crossroads before. So she like loves Britney Spears, so she made me watch Crossroads with her, and we just like talked about it afterwards. Like, cause it's like this is literally what my friend and I like do on a regular basis. So that's why I want to like ask her if she would like to do this with me. Cause I really don't know any other person who would like be willing to do this with me and have a conversation about like a movie and a diva. But yeah. Um, let's see. Joel T, what about wannabe divas? That is so shady. Wannabe divas. Wannabe divas. Oh my god. Um, like Nicole from Pussycat Dolls, everything was made for her to be lead and come off as a diva, but she flopped. I feel like I really don't know what happened there because I like Nicole Scherzinger. I think she's talented, but I really do not quite know what happened there. Katie, come through, Spiral Bound. Joel T. Xtina is not burlesque. Burlesque happened way after her prime. True, but I still feel like more or less she is kind of like it's like the diva in that movie is Christina and Cher. And I feel like if we want to be honest, Christina was really trying to use that movie as like a vehicle of some sort in her career. Because I mean, like she also had songs from the for made for a soundtrack to go with said movie. So yeah, I mean like that's part of what we would be talking about too in the episode. Is like whether or not that movie, what exactly did that movie do for said diva's career. So yeah. Mash of God Harper. I just write my ideas on my phone. LMAO. YB to Kid. Great ideas. YB to Kid underscore. What if a diva segment? What do you mean by what if a diva segment? Keen Lagerfeld. You could do a segment on singers who were on the track to becoming a big star but fell short. Call it Destiny Unfulfilled. Ooh. Destiny Unfulfilled. Oh my gosh. Okay, Destiny Unfulfilled. I feel like these are like one-off episodes I could do. Singers who were on the track to becoming something but flopped. That's an interesting one, Keen. Mash of God Harper. I'm like a minute behind the stream, but these ideas, OMG. YB to Kid. What if Mariah sang Whitney's I Will Always Love You? Oh, okay, I see. What if? YB the Kid. That is interesting. What if Mariah sang Whitney's I Will Always Love You? Okay. Interesting. Gosh. Okay, Katie, that's really cute. Keen Lagerfeld at Katie. Thanks, YB to Kid. Or what if Janet had played in The Bodyguard instead of Whitney? Oh my god. You guys are just like hitting my soul with these questions. Janet in Bodyguard. That's interesting. Oh god, what kind of movie would that be, girl? Jan Def. This is a great thing to have partner production. Leron Underwood, how many ideas you have from the chat in total? I literally do not know. I have like a full list. Leron Underwood, no, I already read that. YB to Kid underscore at Keen Lagerfeld, Destiny Unfulfilled. KD, Nicole does not have the range. Joel T, Lady Marmalade was iconic, both versions. Ooh, that's a good movie to cover. Oh god, what is that movie called? Oh fuck. Moulin Rouge. Cause like I mean Nicole Kidman is like a film diva. And then there's like that iconic soundtrack. Let's see here. Joel T. When I think of Xtina's, that's the first thing I think of. Whenever I think of Christina Aguilera, I always think of like that first album, like What a Girl Wants. Oh, I shook my shit to that song when I was like 5-6 years old. When that song came out, yes, ma'am. Mash of God Harper, you can do an episode about male divas. Yeah, male divas. And that's when I could talk about Purple Rain with Prince. And I could talk about Michael and yes. Mash of God Harper, what if Kelly had been the breakout star instead of Beyonce? Oh my goodness. Kelly breakout star instead of Beyonce. Yes. Let's see here. Joel T at Katie. Nicole was fine. It's just the way the Pussycat Dolls one was so horrible. I heard they weren't even allowed to speak, only Nicole, and I grew up loving them. Yeah, I need to do more research on that, but what happened to the other girls in Pussycat Dolls? That's what I want to know. YB the Kid underscore at Mash of God. Good one. At Mash of God Harper. What if Whitney and Robin would have come out as partners before her death? A lot of people say what if to that. Maybe Whitney would be alive. What if Whitney and Robin came out as partners together before? Okay, let's see. Or what if Whitney did not die? Ooh. Sometimes, like, I think, what if, like, Michael and Whitney and Prince didn't die yet? More specifically, like, Michael and Whitney, because I just would like to see, like, how would they navigate their careers in the social media age? Like, I can't imagine Whitney Houston, like, on, like, fucking Twitter. Like, what wild things would she tweet? You know what I mean? There's a part of me that, like, wonders, but then there's a part of me that kind of, like, is happy that I never got to see that, because if they ever said anything like questionable, then it'd be like, oh girl. So I don't know. I don't know. That's an interesting what if. What if Whitney didn't die? What if Whitney didn't die? What if Whitney didn't take a bath that day? What if her assistant didn't go to get Sprinkles cupcakes? I will never eat Sprinkles cupcakes ever again because of that movie. That's like the devil's work. Avengers V, did you hear about Matthew Knowles doing a musical about Destiny's Child? Yes, I did. Thoughts? I don't know. I think Matthew Knowles is like kind of shady, and like he knows how, you know, popular his daughter is, especially right now, and he's just trying to make a quick buck. That's what I think. Let's see. Joelle T. I think of her singing loud before her part in Lady Marmalade. The that's Christina. Katie. Xtina did a hard left into the dirty era, shook the girls all the way up. I remember when Christina was in the dirty era of her career, and like as a kid being like, oh my god, I'm like scared. But like in hindsight now, looking back at that part of her career, I pretty bold move, and I actually like a lot of the songs on that album. Leron Underwood, you can do a segment about the feud of the divas. Ooh, diva feuds. I actually think I remember there was like, because I have a lot of my like ideas for YouTube are in this notebook, and I remember there was a time when I was saying I wanted to make like a recurring series on the channel where I talk about like famous pop culture feuds. So that might actually be a thing I could do on my YouTube channel by myself, but I'd love a one-off episode where we talk about like famous diva feuds. Leron Underwood. Especially since like Ryan Murphy is taking a million years to come out with season 2 of Feud. Let's see here. Katie, I just sang it at Joelle, LMAO. Keen Lagerfeld, what if Rihanna stayed a good girl and didn't go bad? That's funny. What if Rihanna stayed a good girl and didn't go bad? That's funny. That's a funny one. Avengers V, the male diva just reminded me of the Glee episode when they were trying to find Rachel's replacement and they ended up choosing Blaine. Joelle T, they would navigate like Mariah and Janet online. I know, but it'd just be so weird to see, like, I don't know, like, I'm just like, they know what internet is? Like, I don't know, it's weird for me. It's weird to me. KD, Rihanna would be a footnote. Umbrella saved her from pawning the replay. A Mash of God Harper. I mean, the other members of the Pussycat Dolls were glorified backup dancers. Some of them could sing, but they weren't allowed to. Nicole dubbed all the vocals and backup vocals. Ooh, T. YB the Kid underscore. I don't think it was Bobby Chris's time to go. I know. So sad. Oh, God, it's so sad. Actually, because Bobby Christina and I are actually, we would have been the same age. And I remember when I got the notification on my phone that Bobby Christina had died. And in general, like, it could be anyone. I'm just one of those people, especially since, like, we were very, like, I was, God, how old? What was, like, what, 19, 20 when she passed? I remember just thinking, like, I'm just, like, one of those people that when someone, like, my age dies, it, like, freaks me out. I'm just like, whoa, that's, I don't know, it's scary. Especially when you're so young, it just reminds you of your, like, own mortality. But, yeah. Bobby Christina, R.I.P., man. Jan, Steph, watch any of the funk-oriented vids Mike Judge did on his Tales from the Tour Bus vids. Ooh, okay. I will open that in another link. Joel T. at Keen Lagerfeld. OMG, I think Rihanna would have been fine, but it would have taken her longer to change. I think what happened with Chris changed her fast. I agree with that. Jan, all the male divas have so much attention already, but to tell stories from the women diva point of view is epic and hasn't been done yet. Oh yeah, like I mean, don't get me wrong. This is a divas podcast, and it will be women talking about women. But I love like one-off episodes where we could talk about like a male diva. Um, let's see here. Joel T, Come On Over is a bop. Oh yes, Come On Over is so good. Christina Aguilera is so slept on. I wonder why people don't talk about her as much as they do Britney. It's probably because Britney had more controversy compared to Christina. Keen Lagerfeld, the Destiny's Child stage play is going to be a one-woman show since that's what Matthew always wanted anyway. Joel T. Chris Brown is definitely a diva, a high diva. Oh no. Nikita Ray, let's start a feud so we get an episode. Okay, Nikita, we'll start a feud. Mashup God Harper, you could do a segment on the diva understudy, like the second most successful person associated with a diva, like the Kelly to a diva's Beyonce. Oh, okay. A diva, the diva understudy. The diva understudy. That's an interesting angle. Kelly to Beyonce. That's also like kind of shady to call them the understudy, but Jan, I love these tales from Tour Bus of James Brown and Prince though. Keen Lagerfeld at Joelle, yeah, her career was looking rocky until the third album. I love how Ray turned her career around. Nikita Ray Umbrella wasn't even Rihanna's first #1. I'm a fight. Later on Underwood, you can also do a TV diva one-off episode. Example, Sarah Paulson. Ooh yeah, Paulson. I think she's like a TV diva. Paulson, TV, TV diva. And then Harper came up with this one, and Leron came up with this one. Okay. Let's see here. Avengers V. Okay, but Nicole is so underrated. She's such an amazing singer. Joelle T, there's a girl on here who does videos covering like people that fell off. I saw one about Pussycat Dolls and Ashanti and a video about JLo stealing from artists. Oh yeah, there's like other people, like I don't know if you guys there's this channel that I'm subscribed to. I don't watch all his videos, but he's called Honest. He does a lot of these like random pop culture video things. And then also I'm subscribed to the Impressive channel because she has like a lot of like the celebrity gossip, but she also does like these one-off videos where she'll talk like in-depthly about a particular subject. Like I know she did one about like JoJo, and then she did another one about like Lauryn Hill. So yeah. Let's see here. Nikita Ray, I fell back asleep, so you've been playing in the background. Nice. Joel T, and one about Scary Movie being snatched from the weigh-ins? Joel T, the diva who can't sing. J-Lo's story. Jan, yeah, be happy. Christina Aguilera has lived a relatively boring life. Mashup God Harper, bring a flashlight if you can't handle the shade. Katie, a one-off episode where you discuss what certain divas group chat is about. Like, what do Mariah and B text each other? Oh my gosh, the divas group chat. That is a good one. Katie came up with that. Mashup God Harper, you could do a cartoon diva episode like Louis Griffin and Marge Simpson. Cartoon divas. Let's see here. Nikita Ray, I watch Honest and Impressive too. Yeah, they have good content. YB the Kid _ by 2020 we will be looking forward to hearing this podcast. LOL. No, seriously, LOL. I know. What year is it? Is it it's 2019, right? Oh, I'm so stupid. Yeah, 2019. I'm like, is it 2018? 2019. Yes. Oh, this podcast like needs to happen. You guys, again, I will let you know if and when this happens. At KD, Joel T is saying to at KD, you think they text? I think Mariah and Rihanna text. Jan kinda would never wish Whitney's status on any artist I like to follow. I just want to see creative stuff, and it rips me up when scrutiny hits them during vulnerable time. I know. I think I was thinking about this the other day, like why do I love like Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston so much? And I think like aside from like the their career and the creativeness and their talent and all of that, I think it's because like there's also like this fascination like with me personally that their highs were so high but their lows were so low, and there's just like a lot of like tragedy in their story. And I think that's kind of like what makes me feel very feel a lot of like empathy and compassion for them. But yeah, and it's sad too, because like you think about like the current artists now, like even like the big stars like a Beyonce, and I feel like, it kind of took that era of artists like the Whitneys and the Michaels, it kind of took them to fall in order for the newer generation to learn from their mistakes and to be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. So I mean, I don't know. It makes me sad because I really love them. Keen Lagerfeld, you can probably also do shows about flop eras by successful artists. Ooh, flop eras. Flop eras. Keen. Mashup God, rap divas like Nicki and Lil Kim. Do they have like any rap divas? Uh well, wasn't Nicki Minaj in a movie or Lil Kim? I don't know if Lil Kim was in a movie, but we'll see. Katie, I think they do, even if it's just shady emojis. In response, all these new girls at Joelle. Leon Underwood, how honest get to the deeds and doesn't sugarcoat it. Yes, he's very blunt. Avengers V, who actually won the diva off in Glee? Mercedes, Rachel, or Kurt? Gosh, damn, that was a long time ago. I feel like if we're going with Glee's point of view, it'd be Rachel, but I mean, we could question that. Joelle T, I feel so bad for Brittany, and her stans aren't helping. We don't know her personal life and why she was placed in a facility. Sometimes fans only care for themselves and what they want, and it sucks. I agree. Like when the Weeknd's fans told him to do drugs again for his music to be better. Oh, sad. Joelle T, flop era is the story of Four. Four did not deserve to flop. Four, I will go down saying, is my favorite Beyonce album. I think it's her most underrated album. Oh, oh, Four deserved better. Justice for Four. Four and Joanne. Okay. Mashup God. Harper. Nikki was in a couple movies. Nikita Ray. Nikki was in Barbershop 3 and The Other Woman. Yes, I remember she was in The Other Woman with Cameron Diaz because I actually saw that movie. Jan flop eras. Y'all are so cruel. LOL. Mashup God. Harper. Nikki was in Barbershop and The Other Woman. And I think Ice Age. Katie Joelle faints. Nikita Ray. Joanne was a massive era. The flop era would be considered art pop. Joelle T. Rihanna's 2 years before Anti sucked. I think she was pushing to get her albums for her label done. Avengers V, okay, but Gaga also flopped with art pop. King Lagerfeld, Lil Kim was in She's All That, and You Got Served. Nicki was in Barbershop 3 and The Other Woman. Mashup God, flop eras, the story of art pop. Katie, I'm passed out in my cell. Joelle T, I love those albums, but like they're one big album to me. OMG. Joelle T, 4 flopped because she was pregnant. Also, I heard 4 because didn't that album leak online before it came out? That's what I heard. Let's see. YB the Kid. Fictional movie divas. Ooh, fictional movie divas. The diva characters like Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada. Oh, I like that. Fictional movie divas. Meryl's character in Devil Wears Prada. Joelle T, every Nicki Minaj era was a flop. Mashup God, Harper, you could do an episode or something about like posthumous diva albums. Ooh, posthumous diva albums. Yeah, these are all really good. Nikita Ray, fictional divas. Rachel frickin' Berry. That's a good one. Rachel Berry. Lols. Joelle T, IDK about 4, but Rihanna's album was was leaked and people think her label did it, which is crazy. Damn. Leon Underwood, you can also do a segment called Shady Bitches like Jennifer Lopez. Joelle T4 was leaked. Mashup God, Harper, fictional divas, Carrie Bradshaw. Avengers V, fictional divas, Professor McGonagall. Oh my god. McGonagall. Yeah, these are all really good. Joelle T, I hate J-Lo. Okay. Well, you guys, this was really great. So thank you all so much for the ideas. I mean, I feel like the original conceit of the podcast was just looking at a movie or like particular, what's it called? Like a particular like concert film or whatever, and like analyzing that movie in relation to said diva. But I mean, we could definitely do a lot of these like one-off episodes, especially once like we start running out of movies to talk about. We could just throw in these episodes every now and then. Like we could like what I mean, I'm looking at TV divas that Leron did in regards to Sarah Paulson, and we could like I guess we could like analyze a particular season of Horror Story, or we could analyze like the season of People versus O.J. Simpson, and then talk about that in relation to Sarah Paulson. I'm trying to see here. Yeah, and just do like these like one-off episodes. Like every 10 episodes, we could do like a one-off episode, like a flop era or something like that. That seems pretty good. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Nikita Ray, Anti was released like hours after being leaked, so clearly it was coming ASAP. Avengers V, what about Jennifer Hudson? Joel T, Anti's release was so odd. Joel T, if you do Ashanti, please talk about John Tucker Must Die. No one else does. Oh my gosh, yes, Ashanti and John Tucker Must Die. Hey, John Tucker Must Die. And this was Joel T. Okay. Nikita Ray, going to stand this podcast so hard. Mashup God, Harper, Political Divas, OMG. Yeah. Yeah, these would be really good. I mean, I don't want to name each episode like Political Divas or like Fictional Divas because, like I said, there was a podcast called The Diva Download, and that's like how their podcast was formatted. They would have like an episode like literally called like Political Divas, or like another episode called like Cooking Divas, and there were two hosts in that podcast, and each host would talk about like one particular diva that fit the theme. So I don't want to like directly copy that, so but we just have to like rethink how we can talk about these people in the context of the podcast. But yeah, we could do like Aaliyah, because she was in a movie, I know. Yeah, Aaliyah. Mash of God, OMG, do Aaliyah. Joel T's also Julia Roberts. I want proper recognition. Oh wait, so your original username was Julia Roberts? Oh, okay. Nikita Ray, yes. Aaliyah, Joel T, Political Divas, Condoleezza Rice, Mash of God, Harper, Romeo Must Die. Yes, that's the one she was in, right? Romeo Must Die. Aaliyah. Harper, Joel T. Because I do, okay, if Joel T, if you are also the person who is Julia Roberts in the live stream before, let me know. Let's see here. Avengers V, what happened to Brandy? Why didn't she never go off like other artists in her time? That's a good question. I do not know. Nikita Ray, Romeo Must Die, and Queen of the Damned. Leron Underwood, you can also do a one-off episode talking about LGBTQ icons. That's a good one. Mashup God, Harper, yes. Do Brandy. Leron Underwood for like Pride Month. Avengers V, OMG, I'm Hector. LOL, I can't change back. Oh, okay. Hector. Okay. I remember that name. Joel T, I'm Julia Roberts. I forgot my password, LMAO. Oh, okay. Nikita Ray, I was wondering whatever happened to Julia from stream LMAO. I talked to you about Oprah on Twitter the other day. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, I know. We follow each other. Katie, Julia, Joel T, at Nikita Ray. OMG, I go to Zumba in the mornings on Sunday. Nice. Okay, well, see, everyone is like here for the most part. This is amazing. That's great. Okay, yes. Now I know. Okay. Because sometimes I get like, I only will like recognize the people who like, if you guys like keep the same username, I'm like, yes, that's this person. So sometimes I forget when you guys like change the names. Yes, we know Julia in the stream. Nikita Ray, can I come next time? I'm bored. Lyra Underwood, Joel T, I should have known it was you. Joel T to Zumba. Yeah. Katie, Justin and Patricia aren't. I know, I don't know where Justin is, and I don't know where Patricia is. Our attendance girl, she's not here. Nikita Ray, hell yeah. Beloved one, hey Steffi. Avengers V, what happened to Marie Antoinette? LOL. Mash of God Harper, I might change my username when I start uploading filmed videos. Oh, okay. Well, definitely let me know, so then I could let everyone know in the stream when you start uploading videos, and then so I know who you are. Nikita Ray, Patricia didn't do attendance, so did we really do this stream? I don't know. Everybody at Patricia right now. Okay, well, this seems like a good place to stop because we've come full circle now talking about attendance. But thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream and for helping me brainstorm this podcast that I really, really want to do. And it seems like you guys are really excited about it. Let me know any other like movies or divas or ideas that you might have for the podcast. Because we can try and figure out a way to work them into the podcast somehow. And yeah, that'd be great. Again, hopefully my friend is down to do this podcast with me because she's a fairly busy person, so it'd be having to find the time to sit down with her and record an episode. But yeah, I am excited about this. I don't know how quickly this is gonna come because it's gonna take me some time to film these and like learn how to make a podcast, but yeah, definitely something that it seems like you guys are interested in hearing. Let's see here. Just to finish up really quick, Avengers V, what happened to Marie Antoinette? LOL. I don't know. Maybe sometimes she comes, sometimes she doesn't. Mash of God Harper, I already read all of this. Let's see. Mash of God Harper, the stream was a dream. Ooh, Avengers V, Patricia with the random Whitney facts. LOL. Nikita Ray, Patricia gonna be triggered. Patricia's trying to find you. Hello. I'm beloved one. You would make a great radio show host. 100. Lyra Underwood, did you write down the LGBTQ icons one-off episode for Pride Month? Yes, I did. I remembered it, and I remember that you said that. Okay, well, I will end the stream here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and rest of your day. Oh yeah, when this stream ends, I'm gonna release the last collab video that I did with my cousin. And then tomorrow, expect a First Impressions album review. Tuesday, expect a review of Taylor Swift's single. Wednesday, expect a review of Madonna's single. Thursday, expect a review of the Guava Island movie. Expect a review of that. And then Friday, Fosse Verdon episode 4. And then I don't know if there will be a video on Saturday, but that's pretty much what I have for this upcoming week. But yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next stream. The next stream should be 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I will, again, my @ on Twitter is INN_MHO, and it's the same on Instagram. So if you guys have any ideas about the podcast or anything you want to talk about, just holler at